Listen, the more you learn, the more you earn. Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Sabali Freeman. Today I want to get on here and talk to you guys about the difference between intellect and being smart. I think this video is super duper important because it's going to change your mindset and it's going to change the way you approach college. And I think it's just going to help overall with your academic performance. Now, when we think of the word smart, that word is used very loosely. And we look at a person that is a mid 3.5 student, a 4.0 student, a person that gets A's in a lot of tougher classes. And we might look at that person and say, man, that's a smart person. That person is just so smart. But you have to understand that smart is not what you think it is because honestly, you can only be smart at what you know, right? So, for example, a brain surgeon is smart at being a brain surgeon, operating on brains. A mechanic is smart at being a mechanic. An electrician is smart at being an electrician. If you ask them anything about parallel circuit, series circuit, hot wire, ground, neutral, they're going to be able to tell you. They don't have to pick up a book. They know because that's what they're smart in. See, what you have to understand is that nobody is just overall just smart to the point where, they didn't have to go learn anything. Nobody comes out the womb just with all of the answers. They're just super knowledgeable. They know everything. What you have to realize is that we all have the intellectual capacity to learn things. We all have that intellect that we can sit down and study and be able to learn anything we want. If you've never fixed brakes before, but you want to learn, you have the intellect to learn it. If you've never hooked up solar panels before, but you want to learn it, you have the intellect, the intellectual capacity to be able to learn that specific skill. You have the intellectual capacity to learn whatever you want, but nobody is just overall smart. A person that has a 4.0, gets straight A's, that person's not smart because pretty much what you're saying is that that person just knows everything. Anytime I tell somebody that I'm a biochemistry major, everybody says the same thing. Oh, wow, you're one of those smart guys. You must be super smart. You must know. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not super smart. See, a person that gets straight A's is a person that puts in the work, the time, the energy, and effort it takes to be a 4.0 student. Being a 4.0 student is a choice. You have to want to be a straight A student. You have to strive to be a straight A student. You are the person that is taking an additional 6, 7 hours outside of the classroom, putting in the study time. You're reading every day. You're going above and beyond to make sure you understand the material. So a person that gets a 4.0 is not a smart person. A person that gets a 4.0 or even a high 3.0 GPA, 3.5, 3.6, those people are just putting in the work necessary to be able to achieve that. And the reason why I think this video is important is because people need to change their mindset and stop thinking that you can only be a chemistry major if you're smart. You can only be a biochemistry major if you're smart. You can only be a doctor and go to medical school if you're already smart. No, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be smart to to major in hard curriculums. You don't need to be smart to go to school and be a doctor or go to school and be a lawyer or be a chemical engineer. You just have to put the work in. It's that simple. You just have to put the work in. I have a 3.6 GPA right now as we speak. And let me tell you, I showed you guys my high school transcripts. You saw what kind of student I was in high school. I was a D average student. I had very low GPAs, very low GPAs. My GPAs were horrendous. Grades were horrendous. So how did I go from that to being a 3.6 student? Did I just get smart overnight? Did I just wake up and I just had all the answers to everything? No. I just worked my tail off. I just work hard. I study. I give the class the energy and effort it deserves. I go above and beyond. I just do the work. And that's all you have to do is just do the work. And you have the intellectual capacity to do the work. You have the intellectual capacity to learn the material. We all have that in us. It doesn't take a smart person to get straight A's. It doesn't take a smart person to be a medical school student and go be a doctor. It doesn't take a smart person to do that. You can only be smart at what you know, but you have the intellectual capacity to do whatever it is that you want to do. So this video is really important to let some of you college students know that stop thinking that you have to be a smart person to major in biochemistry, to major in chemistry. Stop thinking you got to be smart to get good grades. Good grades is based on your effort, hence the saying you get an A for effort. Grades has nothing to do with your intellect, your critical thinking. I know people that have 4.0 GPAs, and let me tell you, not to shame anybody, but they don't know how to critically think. They don't know how to think through a problem and solve problems. College does not teach you how to critically think and solve problems in the real world. So you don't have to be smart to be a 4.0 student. You just have to put in the work. You just have to grind and you just have to study. That's it. Smart is being smart at what you know, but realize that you all have the intellectual capacity to do anything and learn anything that you want to learn. Excuse me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me, and I'll see you all on the next clip.